Collective bargaining is a process of negotiation between employees and employers over wages, working schedules, conditions, benefits, and other compensation. Out of this process comes a contract, where two parties agree to these terms and peacefully coexist. But when terms of the agreement are violated or when an expired contract is not renewed, the employees go on strike. This was the case for UAW 4121, the union that represents academic student employees, or ASEs, at the UW. The UAW is going on strike May 15th because the UW administration and union leaders failed to renew their typical 3-year contract when negotiations ceased. What's on the table in the UAW's latest negotiations are trans-affirming surgeries and improved mental health coverage, increased funding for child care assistance, and increased wage for salaried and hourly employees. The union proposed these contract changes in a 1-year plan, but the UW administration is insisting on their own 3-year plan that doesn't include reduced fees in an as comprehensive health and child care coverage system. Both sides said they won't budge on their proposals.
This standstill is not unheard of at UW. In 2001, our grads first unionized and went on strike the last day of spring instruction when their proposals weren't accepted. Exams weren't graded and grades weren't sent out. Eventually, the UW had to agree to the proposal, and if you look back at certain class descriptions, you can find how credit was distributed for that particular year. In 2015, we almost reached this point as well. However, last-minute negotiations were made and the strike did not take place. But this 2015 contract expired this April 30th, leaving us where we are now at another standstill. There are a few important dates to recognize for this year. Due to the 2015 contract expiring, negotiations began in February, and when April 30th arrived, the contract deadline was missed. That day, more than 400 ASE members arrived to negotiate. However, due to Kelsey's absence, the members were escorted out by UW PD. Shortly following, the UAW held a meeting on May 3rd, rejecting UW's contract. May 8th was the last time both parties met for negotiation. When UW did not meet UAW's terms, the union voted overwhelmingly in favor of going on strike. And that's where we are now. Next week, the 4,000 student employees will go on strike, despite it being technically illegal in the state of Washington. This means that ASEs will be on strike without pay.
The UW administration firmly stands behind their proposal, saying in a statement released by Victor Balta, the Senior Director of Media Relations, that they offered the union their last, best, and final offer. In this offer, Balta said the administration has increased the base wage for salaries by a compounded rate of 50.4% over the past 5 years. In their latest proposal, the administration included 2% wage increases for each of the 3 years it spans. And they said that the ASEs are some of the only employees that pay nothing toward the cost of their health insurance. The current insurance plan also covers gender reassignment surgeries as long as they are deemed medically necessary.
While there are many angles of negotiation, these are some of the most important points of contention. A final bargaining session will occur on May 14th from 9 to 5 p.m. at the Roosevelt Commons West 27. If both parties refuse to negotiate or fail to reach an agreement, the strike will go on as planned.